Welcome, and let's go now to the National Assembly of Venezuela that inaugurated its new session corresponding to the 2025-2026 term and ratifies its authorities for the legislative year to come. During the installation session of this new legislative term and the images, the Venezuelan deputies ratified Jorge Rodriguez as the Assembly's president, as well as the Assembly's board of this term, including Pedro Infante as first vice president of the Assembly and America Perez as the second vice president, along with other authorities. Right now, we can see that the people of the Assembly during the installation of this new period of the National Assembly and waiting to take the picture of the presidents, the first vice president, second vice president, and other authorities that were elected. This is the official picture of all the members of the National Assembly, the ones that were ratified as members of president, first vice president, second vice president, also the secretary and subsecretary of this National Assembly. So we can see the headquarters of the National Assembly. They are taking the official picture of this directive junta, these directive members that were elected and sworn in this Sunday, January the 5th, with the legislation and in this term of 2025. Let's remember that this Sunday, January the 5th, the National Assembly ends its annual ordinary session period for 2025 as established by Article 219 of the Constitution of the Bolivarian Republic of Venezuela. Prior to the installation session, the Parliament's Board of Directors of SCORV is scheduled to honor the father of the homeland, Simón Bolívar, with a floral tribute at the Plaza Bolívar or the Bolívar Square in Caracas, adjacent to the Federal Legislative Palace. As we said, we saw a few moments, and according to Article 219 of the Bolivarian Constitution, the first period of the ordinary session of the National Assembly will begin with a prior summons of January the 5th each year and will last until August the 15th. Article 6 of the Internal Regulation and Debates of the National Assembly states that the National Assembly will have a board of directors composed of president or the chairperson, a first vice president or first chairperson, and a second vice president or vice chairperson. Additionally, Article 7 of the written indicates that for each position, the individuals who receives the majority of votes for president deputies during the installation session will be elected. Article 8 specified that nominations for all positions in the board of directors will be presented still of the National Assembly, a plenary which will decide by majority on the names of the main authorities of Parliament. As we can see, there is the people waiting for the official picture of the National Assembly. In the official picture, will be present special international guests who will also be part of the swearing-in ceremony of President Nicolás Maduro on January the 10th, after he won the presidential elections on July 28, 2024. And continuing with more context about this legislative process in the National Assembly, subsequently the elected president or chairperson will officially declare the National Assembly installed and notify public powers and representative of the popular power. Of course, according to the Article 10 of the National Assembly will elect a secretary and deputy secretary from outside its member minority vote of the president deputies who will also take an oath and assume their positions. The procedure outlined in Article 8 in the international regulations and debates will apply in all cases. And finally, Article 11 of the legislative regulations states that during the initial meeting of the ordinary session held on January the 5th or in the nearest date, Deputies present will form a commission under the direction of the current president of the Board of Directors or their legal substitute to elect a new Board of Directors. The inauguration of President Nicolás Maduro is very much expected for the peoples of Latin America because it means a resounding defeat for the far-right wing and the establishment attempts of the fascism in Latin America. One of the main points on the Jorge Rodriguez's speech was saying that they won't be defeated by the far right, they will defeat the fascism and will overthrow all the adversities that wants to overthrow the revolution of Venezuela. Said, of course, are people from abroad that are persona non grata here in Venezuela. There are non grata in their countries and won't be persona non grata here in Venezuela because there are no defending the revolution, that they are threatening the duty of revolution, their goal of the Bolivarian revolution. We'll keep informing about this, the January the 5th, about the National Assembly and other topics.